Afternoon. We've just parked up in Hopebeck near Lawton on the road from Cockermouth to Buttermere, where today we're going to do a small route of Hopegill Head and Whiteside. We're having a late start. It's Friday afternoon and tomorrow they're giving a bad forecast, so we got finished work at 1 o'clock and it's now about 2:45. So hopefully we'll get a nice sunset as well. I think sunset's about 7:15. We're just heading up the bracken path into Hope Gill. We've got Hopebeck to our right. Above that we've got the small summit of Dodd, Whiteside, and our first destination at the head of the valley, Hopegill Head, along Whiteside Edge and then down the front of Whiteside to the col between Whiteside and Dodd, and then back down this path, across the river, back to the car. It's one of my favourite routes, especially in the evening. As you'll see, we're going to get some beautiful light hopefully when that sun starts going down. As you can see, the GoPro is working again. There wasn't too much wrong with it, just a technical issue with the SD card. I had to get the footage off, which luckily I didn't lose, and then I had to format the card and the GoPro's working fine again now. A bit higher up the valley, about 400 metres, there's an old landslide on this side, so we're going to cross the beck just here to avoid it. This beck incidentally has no source, it just comes straight out the side of the mountain a little bit further up. I'm going to head back across it just here. We've avoided the landslide. You enjoying that? That nice? Some lovely clear pools in this beck. He's doing a bit of stumbling about. Had enough? Come on then, up you go. Up! The path's just left the side of the beck and we're heading steeply up through the heather. The rest of the route is steep, steep, steep. We're about 500 metres now. We're going to head up the gill between Hopegill Head and Ladyside Pike, and then up through the flat rocky plates of Hopegill Head to eventually reach its summit. The views are definitely opening up behind me now. Look at that. Right across the Lawton Valley. You can see Criffle across the Solway Firth. And we are still steeply climbing through grass and heather. As you can see to my right, the beck has completely disappeared. We're heading straight up there towards that pinnacle. You can now see Ladyside Pike to my left. Little bit of information for you. I've just installed a new mapping app onto my telephone called Hiker. It's been around for a while, so I thought I'd give it a try as it's on offer at the moment. I think it was £20 for the Premium Plus version, which gives you everything it offers. So far so good. I'm very impressed with it. But what I'm impressed with more than anything is the fact that it gives you 3D flyovers as all part of the price. You know, I was using the Relive, but the 3D flyovers on Hiker are much more detailed. Also, the Relive app is more of a Strava type app that records your miles and your challenges and your speeds and heart rate and all that stuff that I'm not interested in. I just want good clear maps, offline maps, which is basically what Hiker offers. Other than the 3D flyover, I don't think it's any better than the Locust maps that I use. It's a bit limited with the maps itself, but it does give you Ordnance Survey maps, and it does give you everywhere you want online, and you can download sections. And so far them downloaded sections are looking very reliable, unlike the old Outdoor Active. I actually have Outdoor Active, but I'm going to bin it along with the Relive. So Hiker, if you want to sponsor me, you know where I'm at. You don't want to sponsor me, do you? Nobody does. Look at that, Ladyside Pike. So this is how the Hiker map looks on the telephone. You can orientate the screen any way you want. I've actually got it so it's facing the way we're walking. That's why the text's upside down. I've also got it on full screen. If you tap the screen, it'll give you the information. The bottom here we've got the distance and the elevation. The top here we've got the grid reference and the altitude. There's also other bits and pieces on it, like if you press options, it gives you waypoints and all of this kind of stuff. Maps, there's your maps. You've got satellite maps, standard maps, your Ordnance Survey maps. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, just over £20 for that first year. I mean, that's the price of what? 3 paper maps. All of the Hiker maps are downloadable, so you can put as much on your phone as you like and use it offline. They're also printable, so if you're worried about your telephone letting you down, you can actually print them maps off and print your routes off onto paper. I don't think a mapping app gets much better than that. I'll keep using it, and I'll let you know how reliable it is. We're almost at that pinnacle now where we're going to turn right and start heading up them plates. And to the left of that pinnacle, Ladyside Pike. Here's the Rockstar. Here we are, we've just hit the path that comes across from Ladyside Pike, and there's them plates above us. Easiest way through these plates, which can get very slippery when it's wet, is straight up through the middle. There's a groove in the rock that you can get your feet in, get a bit of grip. The plates themselves in wet weather are treacherous. We're just going to leave the path for a second and head up the plates. where I'm going to show you the view of Hobcarton Crags. Right on the edge here. Look at this. Wow. Hobcarton Crags. Eventually leading to Hopegill Head. Very steep. Across the way there, Grisedale Pike. Behind Grisedale Pike in the distance, Skiddaw. We're back on the path and I'm going to show you where that groove is. Here it is, and I believe this is the safest way up these plates. Hopegill Head, 770 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt and a Nuttall. And look at the view from up here. There's Grasmoor over the way, Crag Hill, Sale, Scar Crags, Causey Pike, across the way Grisedale Pike, and as I said earlier, Skiddaw behind Grisedale Pike. And straight in front of us from Hopegill Head, Whiteside and Whiteside Edge. Beautiful. We're going to head over Whiteside Edge and cross 3 summits on the way. It is freezing cold up here. Hello. We'll let them go down first. This little section of the ridge really does show off why Whiteside is called Whiteside. It's beautiful white silvery rock. And here we have the summit of Gasgale Crags, 703 metres. We'll continue along the ridge to Whiteside's other two summits. The first of Whiteside's summits is the east top, which is just ahead of me there, and it's the highest summit, so it's the true summit. The Wainwright summit is right at the end of the ridge, the west top, so we'll go and have a look at that one as well. But we'll come back to the east top because we're going to drop down this ridge in the direction of Dodd and back to the car. Whiteside's east top, 719 metres. It's a Burkitt, a Hewitt and a Nuttall. We'll continue on to the west top, Wainwright summit, and then we'll retrace our steps back to the east top and drop down that ridge. Whiteside's west top, the Wainwright summit, 707 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt and a Nuttall. There you go. Wainwright picked this one for the views. There's Lowes Water to our right. We'll go over and have a look at Crummock Water. And there you go, Crummock Water below us, with Melbreck behind Crummock Water. Grasmoor End here, and the crags of Whiteside dropping down into Gasgale Gill. Well, the sunset never really happened, did it? Some nice light in the sky, but I think that weather that's coming tomorrow is coming early by the looks of it. When I look north and west, it's very dark looking, especially over there in Scotland. I was actually going to go to Scotland in the van tonight, but I was put off by the forecast. I was going to do Palliative Moor tomorrow and then drive back home on Sunday, but tomorrow is looking really poor, so I thought we'll have a look out tonight instead, and then maybe I'll look out on Sunday, because it's supposed to be better again on Sunday. We're retracing our steps back to that east top, and just before we get to the east top we're going to drop down that ridge back into Hope Gill. Palliative Moor, I'll just have to wait for a bit better weather. Could be snowing by the time I get there. When you hit the col at the bottom of the ridge below Dodd, we're going to turn right, drop down into Hope Gill and meet up with the path that we set off on earlier this afternoon. When you hit the beck, stay on this side. You can cross if you like and head up the bank, which will put you on the path we were on earlier, but if you stay on this side you'll eventually hit a footbridge. There's a sheepfold near the footbridge, not that that's much help to me. So that's just back over the river, and we've only got a couple of 100 yards before we reach the car, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. Say thank you for watching. It's been a great walk. By the time we get back to the car, the walk will be about 5.5 miles, so it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the rock star, wherever he's at. There he is. From Hope Braithwaite into the valley of Hope Gill, and slowly started to ascend with Hope Beck to our right. Once reaching the head of the valley, we steeply started our climb to reach the col between Hopegill Head and Ladyside Pike. Crossing Hopegill Head, we head along the ridge of Whiteside, passing Gasgale Crags, Whiteside's east top, to eventually reach the Wainwright top of Whiteside. We then backtrack to the east top and head down the ridge in the direction of Dodd, back into Hope Gill and to the car.